Hello everybody and welcome to Walk the Talk. My name is Dumi Ramila for those of you who don't know me. If you are new here, hello and welcome, and I hope you do stay and I hope you check out the other videos that are on this channel and the ones to come. If you're an oldie, hello and welcome back, and I'm so excited that you are here. Today we are speaking about instant and delayed gratification. If you want to find out what that means and what that is about, please stay tuned. Let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into this one. First of all, we are going to define what instant gratification is and what delayed gratification is. If you're familiar with the book The Wait by Devon Franklin and Megan Good, then you are familiar with the terms instant gratification and delayed gratification because they mention those terms quite a bit of times in their book. But I'm going to define these terms the way I understand them personally. So first of all, instant gratification is a legitimate need satisfied illegitimately, and delayed gratification is a legitimate need satisfied legitimately. What do I mean by that? Instant gratification normally is like wanting something now and getting it now for the sake of getting it now, and then you regret it later or you have second thoughts later, whereas delayed gratification gives you time to actually think about if you want this thing or not. Yes, you have the urge that you want this thing, but delayed gratification gives you that thing to say, okay, if I still want this thing after 3 days, then I'm going to go get it. You get what I'm saying? So I'm going to speak about 4 points in this video about delayed when we take delayed gratification and when we take instant gratification, like in decision making and in the way we do life in general. So first of all, point number 1 is that delayed gratification unlocks patience, whereas instant gratification just breeds impatience. As human beings in general, we are people who are just impatient. We want things now, and in the world that we live in, everything is just instant. You know, you order food online, you order things online, you want airtime, you get it online. Like everything is just instant. And because of our way of living, because of being used to getting things instantly, we are not really patient people. Even I see in grocery stores when people are standing in queues, they're very impatient to get to the front. They're just like, what's taking so long? You get what I mean? Whereas if you are a person who practices delayed gratification, it gives you clarity. You get what I mean? You become a patient person to say, oh, okay, that person is still busy, or the machine is not working, or they need a void, or whatever. You become patient and you just wait patiently and you are at peace. But whereas in terms of being a person who practices instant gratification, you're always in a hurry. Even though you don't know where you're going, you just want to go. You get what I mean? You just want to get out of the store, you want to get in and out because of that. And that is not really a way of doing life, because you live with so much turmoil inside, you live with so much stress, you live with so much getting to the next thing, and that is not healthy. So that's what I mean when I say delayed gratification unlocks patience, whereas instant gratification actually breeds impatience. Point number 2, delayed gratification actually allows you to be wise and to be careful, whereas on the other hand, instant gratification just makes you impulsive and reckless. So I will give you a scenario, right? Let's say you want to get into a relationship or you want to get married, right? If you are practicing delayed gratification, what are you going to do in the period that you are actually wanting to get into a relationship? I believe that you will get yourself ready. How what do I mean by that? How are you getting yourself ready? Well, first of all, maybe you will be watching content about healthy relationships and being in a good relationship, or you'll be reading books about marriage and all of that. You will be going to seminars where they are speaking about your singleness period and how to actually embrace your period of being single. Whereas if you are a person who is practicing instant gratification, then you will be like, okay, let me get online and let me just do what I need to do, which there's nothing wrong with meeting somebody online, but out of desperation, you'll be desperate. Out of desperation, you will be impulsive and you'll be reckless, and you'll be meeting up with people that keep hurting you. You'll be just taking every Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes your way because you're so desperate. You won't be thinking carefully. Any guy that is just appealing to the eye, or any guy or girl that is just willing to be with you, then you're just going to be like, okay, yeah, this is the one, this is the one. I'm speaking from experience. I've practiced both, and you know what, for me, I only got my results when I started practicing delayed gratification. So when you practice delayed gratification, you are bound to have the results that you want. But with instant gratification, you are just acting out of desperation. Point number three is that delayed gratification equals self-development, whereas instant gratification equals self-destruction. I'm going to continue with the example I used in point number 2 about the relationship. While you are waiting and you are reading books and watching content on relationships and marriage, what are you doing? You are developing yourself, you are equipping yourself, and you are getting yourself ready for the next thing. Do you get what I'm saying? You're getting yourself ready. When that relationship comes, when that person comes, you know what to look for. You know what you're looking for in that person. Do you get what I mean? That's what happens when you practice delayed gratification. Whereas if you are practicing instant gratification, you are not equipping yourself in any way. You are not developing yourself in any way. All you are doing is giving of yourself, and you're distracting yourself. You're self-destructing, you're self-sabotaging, because you're putting yourself in compromising situations. You're putting yourself in situations that are uncomfortable, and you are not really valuing yourself, and you don't really get to know who you are during that process, because you are busy giving pieces of yourself to people, whether that be emotionally or otherwise. You get what I'm saying? So that's self-destruction, that's self-sabotage, and it will just lead you to a place that is just not good at all. Point number 4 is that delayed gratification equals self-discipline and self-control, whereas instant gratification equals chaos and regret. What do I mean by that? Okay, I'm going to use a story from the Bible about the prodigal son, right? So if you don't know the story of the prodigal son, basically this is the gist of it. There was a king who had 2 sons, and the one son, I think when he reached 16, 17, I stand to be corrected, I don't know, he went to his dad and he was like, Dad, I want my inheritance now. And his father gave him his inheritance, and what he did was he went out there and then he squandered his inheritance. He just did the most, like he did the most with his inheritance. And then what happened was the money was gone, all the treasures were gone, everything that his father had given him was gone. And now he was working for somebody, and even like looking at pig's food as appeasing to him, like it was appealing, it was something that he would have. You get what I'm saying? Because of how he squandered all of his inheritance. And then the story goes on, he had to go back home and humble himself in front of his father, but obviously his father welcomed him back with like warm hands and all of that, slaughtered the fattest cow. You know, if you want the story, I will, you know, sort of put something here so that you can go and reference for yourself. But basically the moral of the story is that delayed gratification, on the other hand, when you look at his brother was controlled. He had self-discipline. He didn't want his inheritance immediately, and as a result, he didn't end up squandering that inheritance. As a result, he didn't end up misusing what is supposed to uplift him and empower him in the future. Whereas his brother, on the other hand, who used instant gratification, went on and he did the most with his inheritance, and now learned the lesson and came back regretful to his dad that he had actually taken his inheritance. And obviously his life was chaotic. I mean, coming back home is embarrassing. So obviously he was going to friends. I would imagine that he was going to friends, and you know, there was a bit of chaos in his life at that point. Basically, that's what point number 4 is all about. I hope you guys have learned something from this video, and that you will choose to use delayed gratification most of the time, if not all the time. And I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because you know I love hearing from you. And if you have not subscribed, why not? Please do subscribe so that we can grow the family. I will see you guys in the next video. I love you lots. Bye for now.